State bee inspection. And what kinds of things are you looking for?
Looking for the diseases. So I like to look at the cap brood, and I'm looking for perforations in the cell capping. You know, this one's clearly just chewing herself out, starting to hatch out. It's all normal. The little like pinholes like this. Again, that's probably just a bee starting to chew herself out. You know, it's similar ages all kind of together. But if I'm not sure, it's good to just take your hive tool and uncap it and see what's underneath, and it's a fully formed bee just starting to hatch out. So I also like to look at the adult bees. I'm looking for deformed wing virus, stunted abdomens, shiny hairless bees. We're not seeing any here, so that's good. That can be a sign of varroa mites and some of the viruses that they vector. But under a perforation in the capping, you can find American foul brood, you can find sac brood, you can find parasitic mite syndrome, you can find chalk brood. So it's really a good idea to uncap stuff. If the bees are starting to uncap it, for you to take a look inside and see, make sure that it's not some sort of disease getting out of hand. Looks like the rest of this is going to be honey. I think it is.
This one was giving me a really hard time staying queened. It was a forced abscond from a tree over at the golf course. They kept killing every queen I gave them. Never wanted to raise a queen, and then finally they did, so I think I checked them once since then. And yeah, probably pretty honey bound. They didn't already swarm. Yeah, it looks like they really locked this up. I think I just kept skipping over it because it was so buried in the weeds.
Well, I would assume they're queen right, just based on population. Looks like a lot of bees in here.
Oh, okay. So somebody stayed behind.
Yeah, so we've got eggs in there.
Seeing high mites here. Uncapping.
So you got like, this looks like sac brood here.
Yeah. Well, those dark cell cappings right away, I don't like that.
Yeah, but that can just be a sign of how old the comb is. I think they reuse the cappings. I don't know that the color of the capping really indicates disease, but this like prepupal stage should be capped. It's not. So that's likely to be sac brood. That's pretty common to find a couple cells in that white stage. Really bad sac brood infection would be lots of cells, and they will start to decay and turn black. So that's all healthy. We're just starting to cap these larvae here, but here's chewed down brood. So if you're familiar with varroa sensitive hygiene, the way I learned is there's two genes. There's lots of genes involved, so that's not accurate, but one gene will, the bees identify a mite in a capped brood cell and they uncap it, and then the other gene, they remove the pupa. So they'll kind of kill one of their own, but they are stopping that mite from reproducing. So that's VSH. We kind of, obviously it's a good thing, we want it in our bees, but we don't really want to see it. If we start seeing a lot of chewed down brood, it's just kind of telling us the mites are getting out of control.
Alright, so it's about 95 degrees. Still going through hives here.
Yep, this really nice brood pattern, but we are seeing mites here. I lost it, but we had a mite in the abdomen of one of these bees here. But this looks really nice. You think this yellow is sunflower pollen?
Probably maybe corn, I think. There's still corn around here.
Okay, sure. Here's a sac brood. So anything that should be capped that's not should be investigated further. Again, that's pretty classic sac brood. Pretty common, but good to be aware of.
Do you watch any beekeeping on YouTube?
Like I haven't really been recently.
I was gonna say, who's your favorite YouTuber on beekeeping?
That depends what you want to learn about, I guess. But Ian Stepler's got a nice, like, it's kind of unique because a lot of those commercial guys just don't have the time to do what he does. So I try to like look at his. I don't know if he actually does like a year in review, but I feel like he kind of lumps all, like edits all the videos together into like an hour or 2 hour thing. So it's neat to kind of see the whole year in a short amount of time.
Alright, so we got the queen on that side. They're still bringing in nectar. It's all wet. Normally this is dearth period time. We just found in this one I got land workers late stage, so I'll have to fix them up. I think she's over here on this side.
There she is. Okay.
Holy shit, ton of bees in there.
Yeah, nice population.
Well, they're backfilling the brood area. Might have these bees wanting to take off soon. It's okay. I'm ready for them.
Looks really good. More like chewed down brood here. We got chewed down brood here, and here, here's sac brood, right in here. You saw a mite walking around the comb, so like stuff that should be capped that's not. This is like pink-eyed or purple-eyed stage pupa. It should be capped, obviously. The bees are uncapping that, so that's kind of a red flag. And then if they find a mite in there, often they'll chew it down and cannibalize the brood. So if you're seeing a lot of that, that can kind of like be like a precursor to parasitic mite syndrome. Here's looks like the deformed wing virus. So good things to kind of keep your eye out for. Make sure they don't get ahead of you.
I'm checking one of my own swarms. think these are my tiny bees. Dancing. This colony took about 10 requeenings to finally get it clean right. Let's see what they did. Yep, and already as soon as I see all that shit, that tells me it's not good. I think they might have put her out. We'll see if I'm right. I was wrong. It's queen right. There's eggs in there. Like they would cover you before you even got near.
Because they're like being super defensive.
Yeah, they were at another location. I brought them here just because they were stinging everybody, and then I just pulled the queen. So her daughter's in there now, but they've all been nice. All her daughters have been great.
That's nice.
Does that got weight to it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
got some
shit.
weight to it, and it's not super heavy or anything.
These are from a cutout in 2017. It is hot out here, holy shit.
Yes. It's my luck to pick the hottest day of the year. Looks pretty nice.
I love these bees. So I noticed I don't see any hive beetles back here, even though it's in the shade.
Yeah. It's definitely a plus.
As long as it's like a, you know, relatively strong colony, I don't ever have really hive beetles. Well, issues with them. I have beetles, definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Over at the other yard, forget about it. There's a ton of hive beetles. So this is a colony that I guess went queenless, got stressed out, looked really AFB like. So I took all the boxes off. Just kind of condensed them down, gave them a new queen, and we'll see what happens. I see little drones already, that little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Not good. Not great. And they also look a little sluggish on top. This might be a dinky one. If so, it'll just turn into a feeder in a couple weeks. Oh, doesn't look bad.
Looks like it worked. Looks great. Yeah, like I talk a lot about bees wall to wall. I think like really compressing them, I think that can really help them out a lot. People often like checkerboard, and they do.
Oh, I
these
never
things
do that.
Really kind of
I
set
cringe
things
when I
back.
see people doing that.
It's crazy. I don't know why it's as popular as it is.
Yeah, just take a colony and friggin' every other combs drop a frame of bare empty plastic foundation and see if they somehow bounce back from that.
Right. It's like a lot of like EFB. They talk about it as like a stress disease. Often it's a lack of young nurse bees. So it's like keeping the brood all tight could help, but splitting it all up is really going to make it worse. Looks like they're backfilling here.
Yeah, it's kind of a close call this time of year to like add a box or not, because they're kind of supposed to backfill a little bit.
Right now. Yeah, so obviously you don't want them to swarm, and if you're right up on soy or something, like, you know, the nectar flow can change dramatically from year to year depending on what's planted nearby.
Yeah, this year was definitely a curveball. He better like warn me next time. I wonder if he'll notice an increase in like soybean production over there.
Yeah, somebody said like 30% or something.
I should go over and bill him.
We were just talking about soy the other day. This information's too